You don't lose respect in one big moment. You lose it in small, invisible ways, every single day. And the worst part, most people have no idea they're the reason others stop taking them seriously. Psychology shows that respect isn't based on what you say. It's based on patterns, repeated behaviors that signal confidence or weakness. And these 9 mistakes send the wrong signal, quietly but powerfully. Mistake 1. Over-explaining yourself. When you over-explain, your brain is trying to reduce uncertainty, but socially, it does the opposite. It triggers what psychologists call low-power signaling. The more words you use to justify something simple, the more people feel you're unsure of your own decision. For example, saying "I can't come" feels confident, but saying "I can't come because I have this thing and I was tired and" sounds like you're asking for permission, and respect drops instantly. Mistake 2. Saying yes when you want to say no. This comes from a deep fear of rejection. But here's the problem. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you create internal resentment, and people can feel it, even if you don't say it. Psychology calls this incongruence, when your words don't match your emotions, and that mismatch makes people trust you less, not more. Mistake 3. Laughing when you're uncomfortable. Nervous laughter is actually a stress response. Your brain is trying to diffuse tension. But socially, it sends a dangerous message. That behavior is acceptable. So if someone makes a rude joke and you laugh, you just reinforce it. This is how people slowly lose boundaries without ever saying a word. Mistake 4. Tolerating disrespect to keep peace. Your brain is wired to avoid conflict. It sees confrontation as danger. But here's the truth. Avoiding small conflict now creates bigger disrespect later. Psychologists call this behavioral reinforcement. What you tolerate, you teach. So when you stay silent, you're not keeping peace, you're giving permission. Mistake 5. Constantly seeking validation. Humans naturally want approval, but when you depend on it, you lose something important: perceived authority. Studies show that people who constantly seek reassurance are seen as less competent, even if they're skilled, because confidence isn't about being right, it's about being decisive without needing approval. Number 6. Not keeping your word. Your brain uses shortcuts to judge people. One of the strongest is consistency. It's called the predictability principle. If your words and actions don't match, people label you as unreliable, fast. And once that label is formed, it's extremely hard to change. Respect doesn't break loudly here. It fades quietly. Number 7. Talking too much, listening too little. There's a bias called the self-enhancement effect. People naturally like those who make them feel heard. So when you dominate conversations, you unintentionally do the opposite. You signal, "My thoughts matter more than yours." But powerful people? They speak less and observe more. That's why silence often feels more dominant than noise. Let's move to mistake 8. Downplaying yourself. You might think being humble makes you likable, but extreme self-minimizing does something else. It rewires how people see you. It's called self-perception theory. People build their opinion of you based on how you present yourself. So if you constantly say, "I'm not that good," or "it's nothing," people believe you. Not because it's true, but because you said it. Mistake 9. Letting emotions control your reactions. Emotional reactions are contagious. If you panic, people feel unstable. If you explode, people feel unsafe. But calmness signals control, and control is directly linked to perceived power. That's why the person who stays calm in chaos automatically earns respect without saying anything. Respect isn't about forcing people to see your value. It's about removing the behaviors that make them question it. Because in the end, people don't decide to disrespect you. They slowly learn how to treat you based on what you allow.
Be honest. What's one mistake you know you need to fix?